Hello students, I am Satitrakar. Welcome to Course Physics. This is my lecture 23 on electrostatics and we are continuing electric charge and electric field. In previous two lectures, we have discussed how to find electric field due to continuous charge distribution. Okay, this is part 3 on the same lecture, means electric field due to continuous charge distribution. In this lecture, we will discuss only two cases. Electric field due to uniformly charged semicircular ring, and then we will discuss how to find electric field due to uniformly charged quarter circular ring. Let's start our discussion. Okay. The first discussion is electric field due to uniformly charged semicircular ring. Electric field due to uniformly charged semicircular ring. Let's take first our assumptions. Okay, this is a semicircular ring. Okay, this is a semicircular ring. This is center O and radius of the ring is R. Okay, this semicircular ring is uniformly charged. Let total charge which is uniformly distributed is Q. Let's take plus Q. Also you may take minus Q. Okay, this total charge plus Q is uniformly distributed on the ring. Okay, the total charge Q is distributed uniformly on the ring. Okay, we have to find net electric field, E net. We have to find net electric field at O. Means we have to find net electric field at the center of semicircular ring which is uniformly charged. Okay, so before finding, let's take an assumption. Let's consider this is an elemental section of the ring. This is the elemental section of the ring. Let this section is, we may take it, this is P, this is Q. Let length of this elemental section is dl. Okay, and it carries a charge plus dq. Total charge is q. This elemental length dl carries a charge dq. Okay, then what is dq? We have to find dq in terms of total charge. Okay, let another assumption, let lambda is uniform linear charge density. Okay, lambda is uniform linear charge density, means lambda is charge per unit length. Lambda is uniform charge density, linear charge density. Uniform linear charge density means uniform linear charge density is charge per unit length. Then lambda is equal to total charge is q and total length of this semicircular ring is pi r. Length of semicircular part is pi r if radius is r. Okay, then dl is elemental length due to which we are finding electric field at the center of the ring. Okay, Then join from P to Q. I am making the diagram some extent larger, which will be helpful for your clear understanding. Okay. This is the semicircular ring. Okay. See. Let's take this is y-axis and this is along x-axis. This is center of the ring. This point is O. Radius of the ring is R. We have considered an elemental length PQ. Length of this elemental length is dq. Since charge is uniformly distributed on the ring, okay, total charge on this dq is, on this length dl is dq. Okay, join from P to O, also from Q to O. This is also R, radius of the ring. Okay, since PQ is elemental length, means dl is very small. Let this angle is d theta. Okay, and this angle is theta. These are assumptions. Okay, then first we have to find what is dq. Lambda is charge per unit length. Means if length is 1 unit, then charge is lambda, charge per unit length. For length dl, charge is dq. Lambda is charge per unit length, then dq is charge of length dl, then dq will be lambda into dl. Okay, but here let's consider this triangle. This is P, this is Q, this is dl, this angle is d theta. Okay, then obviously this is O, OP is R and OQ is R. Then here dl is equal to R into d theta. Considering this angle d theta would be very small, then dl is equal to R d theta. Then this dq means charge contained by this elemental length dl is dq. dq is equal to lambda into dl. In place of dl we can write R d theta. Okay, then electric field at O due to this elemental length containing charge dq. Okay, this is positive plus dq. Again the basic principle, where we have to find electric field, we have to place on unit positive charge, or we have to place on unit positive charge or test charge. Then force on unit positive charge is electric field intensity at the required point. We have to find electric field at O. Then the first principle is, let's place on unit positive charge at O. Then if you place here unit positive charge means Q naught, then this dq means charge contained by this elemental length PQ will repel it. Let this field intensity is D. D is electric field intensity at O, or the center of semicircle, due to this elemental length dl carrying charge dq. Okay, then magnitude of electric field D, K dq divided by distance, distance is R square. Then this is equals to K by R square into dq. In place of dq we can write lambda R d theta. Then electric field D is equal to, sorry, this is capital R. Then D is equal to K by R into lambda into d theta. Okay, then if this angle is theta, see this is y-axis, if this angle is theta, then this angle is also theta. Then this DE can be resolved into two rectangular components. Okay, along this direction means along negative x-axis. If this is x-axis, component is DE cos theta, and along y-axis, I am erasing this diagram. We may show here This is O, this is P, this is Q, this is d theta, and this is dl. Okay, this is R, and dl is equal to R into d theta. This is for your understanding. Okay, then this point is O, this is along x-axis. Okay, this is along x-axis and this is along y-axis. Then component of d along x-axis is d cos theta, and along y-axis that is d sin theta. See students, an elemental length is dl which contains a charge dq. Electric field due to dq at O is d, which is resolved into two rectangular components. Okay, d cos theta and d sin theta. D cos theta and d sin theta. Okay. See, the whole length of the semicircular ring can be divided into a number of equal segments, or whole length of the semicircular ring can be divided into equal number of segments, each of length dl, each elemental length dl carrying charge plus dq. Okay. Similarly, we may assume here this length is also dl, so this charge is also dq. Here there is unit positive charge, so this dq will repel it, and again field intensity will be d. If this angle is theta, then this angle is theta, then this component will be d cos theta along x-axis. Again another component is d sin theta. The whole length can be divided into a number of equal segments, each of length dl. Okay, see, the ring or the semicircular ring is symmetric about y-axis. So the whole ring can be divided into number of equal segments, each of length dl, 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 and so on. We have considered only these two parts dl, and this length is also dl. Due to these elemental sections d cos theta and d cos theta, which are in opposite direction but have equal magnitude, will cancel each other. Similarly, the whole equal number of components, whole equal segments dl, dl, dl along this side or along this side will have same electric field d. Okay, so due to all these dl means segments, each equal segments, each carrying charge dq along x-axis, this will be sum of d cos theta, and this will be also sum of d cos theta. Since electric field is vector quantity, due to all these elemental lengths along this side, electric field along x-axis is sum of d cos theta. Due to all these components, each of length dl, electric field along x-axis is also sum of d cos theta. Since electric field is vector quantity, sum of d cos theta, sum of d cos theta are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction, so they cancel each other. I am writing here total vector sum of dE cos theta is 0, means they cancel each other. This is also in accordance with our mirror consideration. Symmetric, this length is pi r by 2, this length is pi r by 2. Due to whole pi r by 2 along this side, resulting electric field along x-axis sum of d cos theta. Due to whole length pi r by 2, electric field along x-axis is also sum of d cos theta, which cancel each other. Then the only component exists is sum of d sin theta, which is along y-axis. So resultant electric field is sum of d sin theta. Okay, but all these d sin theta are along y-axis, so magnitude of electric field intensity is sum of d sin theta, or we may write integration of dE sin theta. So resulting electric field is integration d is k lambda by r into d theta into sin theta. Okay, then resulting electric field k lambda by r integration of sin theta d theta. Okay, so this is electric field, okay, due to total semicircular ring which is along y-axis. Then to cover whole length of semicircular ring, we will start from here and we will end here, means total angle is pi, 0 to pi. So limit varies from 0 to pi. Okay, then resulting electric field is k lambda by r, integration of sin theta is minus cos theta, limit varies from 0 to pi. Okay, so this implies resulting electric field is k lambda by r, okay, minus cos pi minus cos 0 degree. Then resulting electric field is k lambda by r minus 1 minus 1. So this is minus 2 into minus plus. So resulting electric field is k lambda by r. Okay, in vector form you may write the direction is along negative y-axis, so we may take minus j cap, and we know what is lambda. Lambda is charge per unit length q by pi r. So this is result of electric field at the center of semicircular ring. 2k lambda by r, direction is along negative y-axis, where lambda is charge per unit length. Okay, this is about electric field at the center of semicircular ring. Okay, then we will move to another case, case 2, electric field due to uniformly charged quarter circular ring. This is very important for application question. Okay, I think you have taken screenshot. Okay, I will erase it now. Simply you just think this whole semicircular ring is uniformly charged, total charge is q. Okay, we have to find electric field at the center, total length is pi r, then uniform linear charge density is charge per unit length, total charge q, total length pi r. Then consider an elemental length dl which carries a charge dq. Lambda is charge per unit length. If length is dl, then dq is lambda into dl. Again dl, from this diagram, dl is equal to r d theta, then we got dq. Then electric field due to this elemental charge dq is d is k lambda by r into d theta. Solving it, we get this. Okay, then this electric field is resolved into two rectangular components, d cos theta, d sin theta. Of course, if you consider another elemental length dl which carries charge dq, again electric field d, two rectangular components are d cos theta and d sin theta. Okay, the whole semicircular ring can be divided into number of equal segments, each of length dl. The ring is, semicircular ring is symmetric about y-axis, so electric field due to this side is equal to electric field due to this side. Means for both quarter circular path, quarter circular ring, electric field magnitude will be same. Okay, and d cos theta along positive x-axis due to this side, electric field is sum of d cos theta, due to this side Along negative x-axis, electric field is sum of dE cos theta. Then they cancel each other. Then resulting electric field is sum of dE sin theta. In place of d, put k lambda by r into d theta into sin theta. Then k lambda by r integration of sin theta d theta. To cover whole length, we do take limit from 0 degree to 0, from 0 to pi. Okay, or you may take from 0 to 180 degree in degree. This is in radian. Then solving it, we have got electric field is 2k lambda by r, magnitude of electric field, direction is along negative y-axis. I have taken minus j cap, where lambda means uniform linear charge density is q by 2r. Okay, then second case. Okay, electric field due to uniformly charged, I am changing the heading, quarter circular ring. This is for semicircular ring. Now we will find electric field due to quarter circular ring. Okay. Quarter circular ring. See, this is semicircle. Okay. This is center of the semicircular ring O. We have to find electric field at center O due to quarter circular ring which is uniformly charged. Okay. Again the same assumption, total charge is Q. We have to find net electric field at O, means at center. Okay. R is the radius of the ring. Okay, R is a radius. Okay, then lambda is uniform charge density, means lambda uniform linear charge density, charge per unit length. Here uniform charge density, linear charge density is total charge is Q, total length of quarter circular ring is pi r by 2, means this is 2q by pi r. Okay. Then again consider, let's consider an elemental length dl. Okay, let's take this is p, this is q, and this elemental length dl carries a charge plus dq. Okay, then join from q to o, from q to o. Since dl is very small, means length of pq is very small, let this angle is similarly as that of previous case d theta, and this angle is theta. Okay, where we have to find electric field, we have to place an unit positive charge, place here unit positive charge q naught. Then this dq, due to this elemental length plus dq, repels this charge, let electric field intensity is dE. Okay, this is O. Okay, if this angle is theta, then obviously this angle is theta. Then now resolve dE along this direction, electric field is dE cos theta along x-axis, and along this direction electric field is dE sin theta. Okay, let's take this is dx and this is dy. Okay, now dq, again the same thing, dq is lambda into dl. dl is as that of the previous diagram. This is p, this is q, pq, this length is dl, this is o, this angle is d theta. Again dl is equal to, if this is radius, then dl is equal to r d theta. Okay, lambda is uniform linear charge density, lambda is total charge q, total length is pi r by 2, then lambda is 2q by pi r. Then dq is lambda into dl, again dl is r d theta, de electric field at center k dq by r square. Okay, then again the same thing, k by r square into dq. In place of dq, sorry, this is lambda or d theta, k dq by r, k by r square into dq. dq is lambda r d theta. This is dq. Let's put here. Okay, then d is equal to k by r into lambda d theta. Okay, this is the dE. Then we have to find resultant electric field. See, again the same consideration. The whole quarter circular ring can be divided into a number of equal segments, each of length dl, 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 dl. Okay, so this will be sum of d, this will be sum of dEy, this will be sum of dx. Then dEx is equal to d cos theta. Okay, in place of d, I can write d k by r lambda into d theta into cos theta. Then total electric field means integration of dx along x-axis is integration of k by r lambda cos theta into d theta. Then this is resulting electric field along x-axis, integration of dx, that's equals to k by r into lambda integration of cos theta d theta. The limit to cover whole quarter circular path, limit will vary, angular limit 0 to pi by 2. From 0 to pi by 2, then electric field along x-axis k lambda by r, integration of cos theta is sin theta, and limit is from 0 to pi by 2, then electric field Ex is equal to k lambda by r sin pi by 2 minus sin 0. Sin pi by 2 is 1, sin 0 is 0. Then electric field along x-axis is k lambda by 2. Okay, similarly, electric field along x-axis, we got resulting electric field along x-axis, then electric field along y-axis. Sum of dy, this is also sum or integration, so you may take directly integration of dy, dy is equal to d sin theta, so this is integration of d sin theta. Okay, then integration of dy is ey, de, again d is k lambda by r into d theta into sin theta. Then electric field along y-axis means component along a y-axis, k lambda by r, integration of sin theta, d theta, limit varies from 0 to pi by 2, total angle. Then electric field along y-axis is k lambda by r, integration of sin theta is minus cos theta, 0 to pi by 2. Then electric field means component of electric field along y-axis, k lambda by r, minus cos pi by 2 minus cos 0. Okay, so I may do here. Okay, electric field along y-axis, k lambda by r minus 1 cos pi by 2, cos pi by 2 is 0, minus cos 0 is 1, minus 1. So this is minus 1 into minus plus, so electric field along y-axis again k lambda by r. Okay, so electric field along x-axis is k lambda by r, electric field along y-axis is also k lambda by r, Ex and EY. Okay, I will erase the tough part. Okay, now you have already discussed all these things. Then resultant electric field. See, resultant electric field is sum of D is equal to, these are two rectangular components, is equal to sum of dx plus sum of dy. Okay, then integration of d is equal to integration of dx plus integration of dy. Then resultant electric field is E. Integration of dx is Ex plus Ey. Okay, in vector form, this is Ex, this is Ey. So electric field vector is Dex k lambda by 2. Direction is along negative x axis, so I may take minus I cap plus Ey along negative y axis. Ey is also k lambda by r, k lambda by r, sorry, k lambda by r. Printing error. This is r, this is r, this is r. Okay, and k lambda by r, this is along negative y axis, so I may take minus j cap. This is in vector form. Okay, if you take magnitude of electric field between Ex and Ey along this direction, integration of dx is Ex, integration of dy is Ey. So angle between them is 90 degree, then magnitude is square root of Ex square plus Ey square, and magnitude of resultant field intensity Ex k lambda by r square plus k lambda by r square. Then resultant electric field is root 2 k lambda by r. Okay, where this is magnitude, where lambda is equal to, I have rearranged, lambda is equal to total charge is q, total length is pi r by 2. Okay, so we have got magnitude and direction of resultant field intensity at the center of uniformly charged quarter circular ring carrying total charge q. Okay, so this is about electric field due to continuous charge distribution. Okay, I think you have already taken all these things, you have taken screenshot. Okay, in next lecture we'll start a new topic under electrostatics, that is electric potential. It will be highly interesting and highly enjoyable. We'll enjoy the subject. Thank you, my children. Thank you for your sincere support. Thanks.